Namaste, this is JVN Dr. Vishal Saxena, Associate Professor in Mathematics, Jayoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur. Today I am going to discuss on the module Properties of Determinants. This session is a part of the course Elementary Mathematics under the program of BSc Honours Agriculture first semester and integrated BSc Agriculture first semester of the university as well as the other universities. This part of the mathematics is very important part because we are having the concepts of determinant in this session and how it is useful for the just purpose of the matrix and determinants and this subject and the various other applications of this chapter matrix and determinants in the other fields, other various subjects. As all we know that this topic properties of determinants is a part of the chapter determinant and determinant, as all we know that is a number which is associated with every square matrix. So it means we can define it like as if there is a square matrix, then every square matrix will be associated with a number, and this number is called this number is called the determinant of the matrix, and we have a particular method to find the determinant of a matrix. We can find the determinant of the matrix, or we should say the square matrix. The determinant of a square matrix just can be determined by any row or by any column with the using of concept of the cofactors, and the every square matrix will have will be associated with a number, and this number, which is known as determinant, is very important because it is used in various like subjects. If we have to solve the linear equations, then we can use the concept of the determinants. In the higher algebra or the abstract algebra, the concept of the determinant and the matrices will be used. So it is a very important part of the mathematics, as all we know that mathematics is a foundation part of the various subjects, and just it can be assumed as a foundation part or the main part of the various engineering courses or the other parts. So that's why one of the subject is matrices and the determinants. One of the topic is matrices and determinant, which is very useful to understand. Even in the school level, this chapter, this part, matrices and determinant, is important part, and because just I have explained what is determinant of a matrix. Now today we will take some properties. We will take its properties parts of the determinant, and how can these properties be applicable, and these can be applied for the further mathematical concept parts and for the determinant parts. So in the today's session we are going to discuss about that. So we will share some slides for these properties. So the determinant is a number which is associated with any square matrix, and we will write it as the determinant of A or the determinant of A by a symbol determinant of A. The determinant encodes a lot of information about the matrix. So it will give the information about the matrix. The matrix is invertible exactly when the determinant is non-zero. It is very important part that a matrix is invertible, means the inverse of a matrix will exist if it is invertible. Means if a matrix is called an inverse of a matrix will exist if its determinant is non-zero, because if its determinant will be 0, then the inverse of matrix will not exist and cannot be defined. So now we are going to take some important properties of determinants today. like the first property which is known as the reflection property, and the reflection property states that the determinant remains unaltered if its rows and the columns are interchanged. So that is the property which is known as the reflection property. Means according to this property, if we change the rows, or if we interchange the rows and columns, like if we write the first row as first column, or the second row and as the second column, the third row as third column, so the value of the determinant will not be remains unaltered, means it will not changed, that remains same. So that is called the reflection property of the determinant. Second property is all zero property. In the all zero property, just we can understand in this way that if all the elements of a row or the column, means in a determinant, if all the elements of a row or a column are 0, then the value of determinant is 0. So the value of determinant will be 0 if its rows, if its a complete row or a complete column is 0. That is known as the all zero property. The next property is of the repetition property or the proportionality property. If all the elements of a row or the column are proportional or the identical to the elements of the some other row or the columns, then the determinant is 0. Means if the two rows of the determinant or the two columns of the determinant are identical or the proportional, then the value of determinant will be 0. So again we can state in this property, we can understand this property as means if we take the two rows or if there are two rows or the any two columns of the determinant will be same, will be identical or will be proportional, then the value of determinant will be 0. Next the property number 4 property, which is known as the switching property. The switching property is that if we interchange any two rows or any two columns of a determinant, so if we change any two rows, like we for example, if R1 and R3 rows are interchanged, or we can also take in for the columns, like if two rows or two columns, if we interchange two columns of the determinant, then its value will be same, but the sign will get reversed. So if means if we change the two rows or the two columns of the determinant, then the determinant changes the sign and its value remains same, but value will become negative of the actual determinant. The next property, the number 5th property, is of the scalar multiple property. The scalar multiple property is that if all the elements of a row or the column of a determinant are multiplied by a non-zero constant, then the determinant gets multiplied by the same constant. It means in a determinant, that means just if we multiply a row or a column with any non-zero constant, so then the value of the determinant gets multiplied by that constant. For example, we can understand in this way. Suppose we are having a determinant and we multiply this the determinant first column, the first column of the determinant by a constant c. So we are multiplying the first column of the determinant with a constant c, then the value of determinant, the determinant will get multiplied by this constant c. So then the determinant will get multiplied with the constant c. So in that way, this property is that one is called scalar property, scalar multiple property, in which we if we multiply a row or a column of the determinant, then the value of the determinant will be multiplied by that constant. Next is the sixth property coming of sum property. The sum property is that we can see in a determinant in the left hand side, the first column is a1 plus b1, next a2 plus b2, and next is a3 plus b3. So this according to this property, this determinant can be divided as a sum of the two determinants, where the second column and the third columns remain same, but in the first determinant of the right hand side there will be a1, a2, a3, and in the second determinant of the right side, that is b1, b2, b3. So it means according to this sum property of determinant, just if there are two numbers in addition of as in the first column, then we can divide this determinant in the two determinant parts, and where in the first determinant the first column will be like a1, a2, a3, and in the second determinant the first column as b1, b2, b3, and the remains element and the other elements remains same. Next is the property of invariance. Property of invariance means a determinant a1, b1, c1, a2, b2, c2, a3, b3, c3 can be written as we can just multiply this, we can change this determinant by a constant scalar multiple of any row or any column. So we can see here in this example, the Ci column, the C1 column is replaced by Ci plus alpha Cj plus beta Ck. So Ijk represents the column numbers, and any one of the column can be just changed by the scalar multiple of addition or the subtraction of the other columns. Like Ci is replaced by Ci column as it is, plus alpha Cj, alpha and beta are the scalars, Cj and Ck are the other columns. So this property is explained there. Next is the factor property. According to this factor property, if a determinant del becomes 0 when we put x equal to a, or then x minus a is a factor of del. So it means if we put x, if we take like x minus a as a factor of the determinant del, if x minus a as a factor of the del, then the determinant's value will become 0. Next property is that triangle property, and triangle property, according to this triangle property, if just below the principal diagonal the elements are 0, we can see 0, 0, 0 below the principal diagonal, below the a1, b2 and c3, and if the above elements of the principal diagonal, just above the elements of the principal diagonals, all the above elements of the principal diagonal are 0, then the value of determinant can be defined as just the product of the diagonal elements a1, b2 and c3, a1, b2 and c3. That is the triangle property. And what is determinant of cofactor matrix? The 10th property is that the determinant of the cofactor matrix means if a matrix del is shown there, a11, a12, a13 and so on, then the cofactor matrix is given by C11, C12, C13, C21, C22 and then so on. So it means del square, where Cij denotes the cofactor of the element Aij in del. So it means determinant of the cofactor matrix. So del 1, if del is equal to this matrix, then del 1 is written by the cofactor matrix, and this del 1 means the cofactor matrix is equal to del square. So cofactor matrix will be equal to del square, and this is called the determinant of the cofactor matrix. Therefore, just in the today's session we have just explained the properties of various properties of determinant, and a very important topic for the purpose of chapter determinants and matrices, and a useful topic for the various courses and 4 years and for various subjects, because just we can solve the differential, we can solve the equations with the help of determinants, and there are so many phenomena in which we can apply the concept of determinant. With this I conclude my today's session. Thank you.